Hey, thanks for joining my video. Today I want to show you a little bit about property detail reports. So these are reports that we went through during our on-the-ground training at launch time. But these reports will take a little bit of practice to generate, but once you do, they can be incredibly valuable to buyers and to sellers and as future stay-in-touch tools. So I've logged into the My Alliance system. I'm on the home page here, and where I want to go is to Marketing and then down to Property Detail Report. And so this property detail report is what we showed on the ground that shows a net change every time the report goes out of all the MLS activity, either around a specific address, or maybe you could draw an area, or maybe you could use certain parameters in the MLS to define that area. So it's easiest if I just show you how to set one up and then show you what one looks like. So here I'm going to click on the new button. This is one report that I have in the system. If I had 20, 30, or 100, they would be in this list and easily searchable. But right now I want to set up somebody new, and so I'm going to click on New. So when I do that, my interface comes up. Just a few things to fill out here, not much. So what's the name of the report going to be? So we'll say St. Charles Stay in Touch Campaign. So I'm going to do this for my St. Charles clients. Contact, I'll start with Lisa. As I start typing in Lisa, it just pops into the system right there. So right here, I need to put my display title. That's the title that Lisa will see. So St. Charles Market Info would be a good little title. Now, how often is she going to see a new report? So if she's a very active, either potential seller or potential buyer in a specific area, maybe an investor, then I would say put that around 7 days. If this is more a stay-in-touch tool, so maybe you've sold this person their home and you want to say, hey, here's all the stuff going on around your address, then maybe every 30 days or maybe every 60 days. It'd be a really nice branded report for someone to just kind of casually stay in touch. So for now, we'll put on 28 days. Is it for a buyer or is it for a seller? And the text changes a little bit in the introduction, but all the data stays the same. Do you want to be copied on the report? And what's the maximum number of listings on that first email that you want to send, or on the net change that you want to send? We recommend the stay maybe 100 maximum. You can go higher, but that creates a lot of data in the report. Not a lot of people will fish through that much data, which is kind of the point. You want them to engage with the report. This is the biggest field here, which says edit. And so these are all the little pieces that we've got. Really what we need to do now is define the specific area. So here we click this edit button, and now we've got a choice to make. The choice are these two tabs at the top. Do we want to use just data to define our specific parameters? Or do we want to use the map search and actually draw a specific polygon? So let me give you two case examples and show you what this would look like. So here, let's say I want to use this as a stay-in-touch tool. Maybe I just type in the receiver's address here and click maybe a half-mile radius, and then that's it. And at that point, we're going to show them everything that's on the market, everything that is sold or closed, everything that's off market, every time they get a report based on the changes between then and their last report. So for a stay-in-touch tool, it might be just a simple address. However, let's say you need to get very, very micro. Someone has a very specific area that they want to live in, and it's not defined within MLS fields. And so at that point, we need to do a map search. So I click on this button that says map search. Once I click on the button that says map search, I want to get to my map before I set up my fields here. And so I'm going to click this little chevron that collapses the map, and then we'll back out a little bit. So as I back out a little bit here, I can kind of see where I'm at. Let's say we promised a St. Charles report, so we're going to zoom down into St. Charles, but we just want this little section of St. Charles between First Clark and the river. So I'll click on my little tool up here that says New Polygon Search. So once I click on that, I can come down here and I can define my polygon area. I could zoom in more if I wanted to as well, but this will give me everything north of 70. And we'll say St. Charles north of 70. And so I know exactly in the future what that looks like. Once you draw that polygon area, you never really have to draw it again. Next time I come and set up anybody else with a report, you'll see in my list, I can just check St. Charles north of 70. I can rename or delete that. Here's all the little polygons I did during my demo time there a couple of weeks ago. So now I've got all the different features. That's a little bit much for what I want to show. 352 is a lot. So as we scroll down here, we'll say, well, I really don't need to show all the solds. So I'll just show solds in the last 60 days. That makes sense for what they're looking for. Or up here, I'll say I just want active, but I don't want anything pending. So you get the idea. You can say something that just went active in the last 90 days. We can even define specific price ranges. What I would really warn you on this report is don't get overly creative. If you're going to draw a polygon, don't scroll down here and then type in 4 zip codes, right? Because we want the system to easily find the geographic area you're looking for and then run the report based on that simple. So I click OK here. Now it's got my parameters up here. And at this point, I'm done. I can clear those out and do my parameters again. But at this stage, when I click Save and Send, Lisa here, the testing account, is going to receive her first report of everything that's on the market within my parameters. I think we picked everything on the market with the last 90 days and then just solds within the last 60 days. She's going to get that embedded into a nice email with all the different charts and graphs and everything else that she needs. And then every 28 days, she'll get a nice net change of everything that's happened in that time frame. So we click Save and Send, and we're done. So when will she get the first report? Well, she gets the first report sometime around the next maybe hour to 90 minutes. And so around the next 1 to 2 hours, she will get the first report that shows all the matching pieces. And then 28 days from this morning, she will get her next report because that's what we set her up on. Remember, you can set people up for 7, 14, 28, 30, 60, or 90-day increments. So let's show you this report that we did during testing time. So right here, we've got this report preview button. So I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to get the report preview. This is the report we set up and we all looked at when we were doing training. So this report will generate, and when it generates, it's basically going to show the nice cover page. It's going to say what it is. It's going to be branded to me specifically. Here's the nice featured text based on seller or buyer. If you want to convert this to a PDF and print it, this button right here, Convert to PDF, why would you want to do that? Well, we have a lot of people that go sit open houses, and they will do a report like this and just type in the address of the open house and say, give me a 1/4 mile radius, and have a few stacks of these reports, maybe 5 or 10 of those reports printed out. So the open house traffic, you can kind of show them a nice branded report that you know everything going on in that specific area. Makes you look like an expert for that neighborhood. People love takeaways like that. So as we scroll down here, we've got for sale data, we've got averages, highs and lows, off market, sold data. We've got different charts and graphs, days on market here with all the different averages, the trends. Here we've got some property detail reports specific to average sold and average list price, properties on the market, days on the market. Down here you get into all the different actives and the different solds. If you click one of these buttons, it'll actually pop up in another window and show you a detail sheet. So the client can do this. And they can go through here and look at all the addresses, scroll down, and then you can see sample of the local inventory. Will include everything if it's a reasonable number of searches. And then from here they can see photo galleries, they can map the property, get the full details, look it on the web, the whole 9 yards. So a very, very extensive detailed report. We track the movement of what everybody does in here, so you'll know from your client's perspective if they're opening the report, which properties they're looking at, how long they're staying in the report, all of that data we keep and drop it on your dashboard for you. Okay, so that is the property detail report. I would really encourage everybody, as you're getting used to this report, to set up a couple, send them to yourself, and see exactly what your clients will receive when they get this. This is an integral part of your selling or listing strategy and your business stay in touch tool strategy. So have fun with it, go deep with it, and get the most out of it. All right? Thank you so much.